Supremeaaron here, Editor-in-Chief and lead reporter of SGGamingInfo with
Cranks, who is the contributing writer.
And we're here for the first podcast. So yeah, what we're going to talk about is a roundup probably of the biggest news we've had this week. Starting off with Saints Row the Third E3 video that went up. This is actually interesting. This video was actually shown to us at E3, to everyone who was actually there, and it was a lot longer than the one they have shown here. They actually have a brilliant segment of it that's missing that I hope they show. But you just saw the trailer there, you were saying. What do you think of it?
At first I was kind of skeptical about it, because like the second one was alright, it didn't make like a lasting appeal, but this one was more over the top than the previous games in the series, so it looks like something I would enjoy.
Yeah, because like I was actually having a discussion with some mates of mine, and we came to the conclusion Saints Row the Third is basically GTA on crack, which I think is a fair assumption to make.
It is a good assumption to make.
I'm just actually looking forward to just going around the jet with the microwave beam and calling airstrikes randomly.
I was actually looking forward to going slapping people with the pink dildo. It just looks fun.
Well, moving on to the next one. This one I think is yours. City of Heroes and LEGO Universe taking up hybrid models.
City of Heroes. Hybrid model. Yeah, it's a good model. It's enjoyable. It's like, you kind of expect MMOs these days to go over hybrid model, because that's the way forward, basically, to make profit for your game that's been out for centuries. I mean, City of Heroes, it's an okay game. Let's just leave it at that. I could rant on about it, but
yeah, I looked at it. I looked at it a good while ago, and I thought, yeah, this is very good. People are hoping Champions Online was going to contend with it, but that pretty much fell flat on its face.
Yeah, Champions comes nowhere near to, City of Heroes, but Champions in itself is a good game.
Yeah. Well, City of Heroes has been going for a while now, hasn't it? So I think it was come to times like we have to put a free model in there.
Yeah, 7 years I think it's been going. 2004 is when City of Heroes released. I'm not sure when City of Villains came out. Or did they come out simultaneously?
I think they came out around the same time. Then they merged, I think.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, but just information if people want. If you go for the free model, you have more than 1,600 missions and all that. I think if you're paying, you get just some extra goodies lying around. I'm just looking at here. People who pay get VIP player missions, which are signature story arcs, which is one of the main things. And if you are actually a subscriber, when you start in July 1st, you get 400 Paragon points every month, which you're probably going to use for the market, I would say.
Yeah.
And as I was saying as well, LEGO Universe took up the same model. This is very quickly.
LEGO Universe, that's an interesting one, because I was following that, and I was really annoyed they made this, okay? Like, I love LEGO. Like, I used to play as LEGO as a child, but I was really annoyed when they announced this, because it took away development from Jumpgate Evolution. Which
I actually played LEGO Universe back during, I think it was open beta, and it was fun. It's like a brilliantly good done sandbox MMO, because you can literally do anything. And of course, with it taking up a hybrid model, just like City of Heroes, there are restrictions. If you're going to free-to-play version, you get, two adventure zones and only one player property. And of course, if you pay the $10 a month, you get the 15 plus adventure zones and 5 plus properties and access to the new expansions. I think a lot of them are saying Turbine did so well with Dungeons and Dragons Online and Lord of the Rings Online when they went hybrid models. It's like, oh, they're doing well. We should really copy that model.
That was a really good move for Turbine. They basically started this entire transition to free-to-play model.
Yeah, but I think mostly they did it because Lord of the Rings was losing money, thing at the time. So it was kind of a...
I don't think it was losing money. I think it was doing fine. I think it was more a case of, I know, it would take Dungeons and Dragons, which is kind of like our game not making the most money. We'll experiment with this model and see what happens. And then Dungeons and Dragons just shut off, and they were like, whoa, we've really got to add to this game now. And then they tried Lotro, and it just fell into place really.
Yeah, it really worked for Lord of the Rings Online, because I actually haven't played that in a while, and I should really pick it up sometime. We also, moving along, we have virtual riots in EVE Online.
I was.
And you were there.
Yeah, I was there, and it was kind of awkward. Like, everybody was like really excited about Captain's Quarters. We were all really excited, and we got in. Everything was awesome, and then out of nowhere, microtransactions came in, and we were like, "What?" And it was about $20, which is around £10 for us, for a monocule on our eye. Monocle? Yeah. Monocle, there we go, monocle.
Yeah, monocle.
And, oh my god, there's so much overpriced items in the Captain's Quarters, and there's nothing in the Captain's Quarters to really keep you there. It just looks all shiny. So I was one of the ones that turned it off, and I'm outraged with CCP. So everybody just got together in jitter, and we started attacking this memorial. We did absolutely no damage to it, but we were really angry at the time.
Yeah, and then I think just before this was transpired that an internal newsletter was leaked. EVE News 24, I think, talked about this in depth. But the leak said that CCP were tossed an idea: if this works, we could sell ammo and ships and all this, and people.
Yeah.
So, like, having it sold in the same manner, it's like people just flipped. And I think this has to be taken with a grain of salt. This idea, it was an internal newsletter. They were exploring the idea. So nothing was set in stone. Like,
nothing was set in stone, but they said if this works. So if it works, they were going to do something. And I will not let, it's completely unfair to let people buy ships. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people like me spend a lot of time in that game working towards where we are. And for people to just come along and be like, right, buy this, buy this, buy this. Hey, I'm, the same as you. I've been playing a week now.
Yeah, and so it's actually amazing how this has gone down. If anyone actually does play EVE Online, I don't know if the protest is still ongoing, but it's Jeddah 4.4 station, Jeddah, the 4.4 station. It's around there. And I think this is hilarious at the moment. The sector space is basically locked out at the moment because there's so many people in it. And what's happening is people are being redirected when they try to jump into Jeddah at some points.
Yep. It's kind of funny. I was on the forums before, and we've managed to start a thread of basically the unsubscribing thread. And they've created a document on Google Docs of all these people unsubscribing, and so far there's 4,482 players unsubscribing. Some of these people have up to, I think, 20 accounts is the most I saw.
Yeah, I think CCP will, and I think a lot of people are kind of pissed off how CCP have handled it as well. I think they were losing money and want to try to make money back, I think.
Yeah, they were looking for funding for EVE Online, and this was kind of like an option for them. And I think they need funding to finish. Well, I think Dust is going to be okay, but
I think moving away from the riots swiftly along, just jump out of that. Star Wars Galaxies is shutting down this year.
About time.
Well,
that's like EVE. That like. I've never seen such a riot before, apart from Star Wars Galaxies and its NGE. Oh my god, that killed it. That was like, I don't know, grabbing a random pedestrian off the street and just stabbing them.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
So, at the end of the year, it'll be shut down by 31st of December 2011. It was announced a few days ago, Sony Online Entertainment and LucasArts did a joint announcement. And they released some important dates actually as well. June 24th we'll see 12 6-month and 3-month subscription pack turned off. And then September 15th you won't be able to buy Star Wars Galaxy or the trading card game. And no new accounts or reactivation of accounts can be done. On October 15th, billing will be stopped. So from October 15th you'll be able to play for free. This applies to new and old users.
No, I think it's just, is it new and old, or is it just like current users?
I think they've stopped billing because they're also starting the free game trial. So I'm guessing you can't make an account, but you can play for free. I'm guessing probably through the Sony Online Entertainment Station network thing for their online services. And then December 15th, all services end. This probably applies to the point like they're not going to give it. You won't have support from developers and all that. Like, say if you have an issue, there will be no support forums, yada yada yada.
Oh.
And then December 31st, it shuts down. I forgot to mention the Galaxy Ending event will be this big event they're having, which is going to be the last week in the game. It's going to be the very final last chapter of the ongoing series thing that must be going on. LA Noire is coming to the PC. It's done by Rockstar Leeds. That could do well on the PC.
Maybe. It did well on console sales, didn't it?
Yeah, console sales did well, and I thought it was good, but some things were hard to tell in it. And we have ARMA 2 Free is now out. If anyone's wondering, this is basically a free-to-play version of the ARMA 2 kind of military simulator type game, but you won't have access to the single-player campaign or any major features, like from expansion content.
And no not really bad thing. Like ARMA 2 at launch wasn't really that successful. I was a sucker and bought it, and it was bug riddled. It was one of those games that was rushed to market.
Moving along, I think this is the last big news we have. TERA's political system. Now, you watched a video for this, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. It sounded kind of interesting. It's like political systems in an MMO is kind of like an interesting concept. It's not going to be like other political systems like EVE or something. It's basically going to be like, I think you can be nominated to run like an area of the game, and basically you set all the taxes and everything. You can be a right douche up into a very nice person and charge no taxes.
Yeah, see, it's a good concept in theory, and I can just see it ending badly. And in theory, it's a great idea, no question about it. But I can see it ending badly, very badly. This is the end of the first podcast we have now.